don't like using the term TC because we don't coordinate, we manage. That's how we specifically run transactions. Is I want to be able to manage everything from whenever you bring me onto the deal up until closing, and then we can get involved after closing, depending on the type of transaction, especially with creative financing. So I don't know how familiar you are with that. We don't actually work with lenders that often. I'm going to be brutally honest. We primarily work in the creative space where there's not lenders involved most of the time. So it becomes that much more tricky because of the types of deals that we are closing.
Yeah.
And so the level of expertise, it's not, hey, give everything to a lender, just give the lender what they need and then close. These are subject to transactions, right? These are seller financing where you really need to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, and not just the buyer, but also the seller. Because if the buyer is not set up for success.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level, and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is based in West Virginia and is a consultant for real estate investors through the TC Collective. Please welcome Chelsea Westover. Chelsea, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Dylan. I'm excited to be on.
It's great to have you. I always like to start off at the top, Chelsea, by asking folks how they got into real estate.
Oh, man. It is not a very good story. I'm going to say that. I was working for the government, and I was driving to work one day, and I just kept thinking to myself, this can't be it. I can't continue to go to work 9 to 5, the same route, wearing the same type of clothing, all of the above. And so I started to just Google and figure out, how do I get out of this grind? And one of my coworkers actually was investing in real estate. And so ironically, I asked him, hey, how did you get into this? It seems like it's a really good opportunity to be able to make some more money. And he said, I just read a book. Have you tried it? And so that pretty much just set me off, and I was like, well, that's very intuitive of you to say to me. So I just grabbed a book, and it ended up being one of Brandon Turner's books, and just kind of went from there. And that was back in 2021, and been involved ever since.
So what did you dive in? Did you do it simultaneously with the government job that you had? Was it a slower process? Were you saying, hey, this is my new passion, new career? Was it more of a progressive?
It was progressive. I was not as much of a risk taker as I am now, I'll say. I've kind of slowly became that as I've met more amazing people who are very much risk takers.
Yeah.
So it started off as a side hustle. I actually started out in a Burr mentoring program. This was in the middle of COVID. Started doing that, and through that met a business partner. She and I hooked up, and we purchased our first duplex through a wholesaler. Had no idea what we were doing, learned so much. Now looking back, we made so many freaking mistakes, but that's okay. It ended up cash flowing. It's all good. We learned a lot through that first one, and it really taught me for my second, third, as I continue to grow and want to pursue other things, it just taught me, doesn't matter, you're going to make a ton of mistakes, but just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you'll figure it out. And then from there, worked for a wholesaler, got into creative financing, and kind of the rest is history. I just actually went full-time into real estate Yeah, last year, June of last year, went full time in. So,
So 2021, 2024, what was the balancing act like of having a job and then also doing real estate and trying to see, hey, how do I go full time with this? How did you manage it?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I wouldn't say balance was a good word. There was not a lot of balance there. It was wake up, work from 6 to 2 at my government job. I was very privileged to have the opportunity to only have to work 6 to 2 and be able to get my job done.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was driving home, making phone calls. Then it was, I'd be at the gym taking phone calls, sending emails. I'd come home, I'd be writing up different things, addendums and stuff like that for the side gig that I had at the time. And it pretty much was weekends. I would try to catch up with anything that I was doing on the side. So it was really a little bit of work and a lot of extra time spent trying to continue to grow this because I just enjoyed it so much.
I have yet to get a property in my name or an LLC that I own, but I was and still am a wholesaler. And when
Nice.
people would ask me, what it is that you're doing, I would explain to them wholesale, and they would kind of look at me blankly, like, what do you mean you're selling contracts? Like, are you a realtor? At the time, I was not. And so I just kind of figured, like, well, I guess I'm doing this niche thing. But I really, 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 really loved what I was doing. And that's how I knew, okay, this is something that's going to be potentially a long-term thing for me, because no other quote unquote job, which I really wouldn't call it a job, honestly, it was fun for me. And it made money. So I was like, this is great. And it was honestly solving a problem. You can relate to this as someone who's done wholesale. People who are in distressed situations honestly need someone to come in and intervene. Otherwise, they're going to lose their house, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. So I worked for a wholesale company, started off in acquisitions, quickly found out that I have a background in project management. I did project management for the government, grew up doing something like that through my career in the corporate world. And then when I was working for that wholesaler, did acquisitions, then quickly slid into which at the time, that wasn't really a thing as much back then. I mean, they were there, but a lot of investors didn't really know about creative finance transaction coordinators.
Yeah.
And so it really was just like the glove fit exactly like you're saying. It didn't feel like work. It was, a lot of people thought it looked stressful, and, you're running around with, looks like you're chicken with your head cut off, right? Running around trying to get these transactions closed, and you're a wholesaler, so you can completely understand that. But yes, I've worked with so many wholesalers, and I can't tell you how many times it's that heartwarming story of we just saved somebody from a really bad situation.
Yeah.
And so you're 100% correct. When I try to even explain wholesaling, let alone creative financing to people, my mom is like, you're doing something illegal. And I'm like, no. No, just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean that it's illegal. It is very much legal. You just have to do it the right way. And it helps so many people. I have so many examples of how it can really get people out of bad situations. It's definitely something that needs to be out there.
Is a family from Maryland area, or mom and dad from Maryland area?
Yes, both from Maryland.
I have family in East Coast in New Jersey and New York, and I mean, just the price of homes out there. I couldn't qualify for a home out there. It'd be, $220,000 a year, probably on the low end, honestly, to qualify for the type of home, very middle class neighborhood that I grew up in. And so to find out that there's people out there, wrangling wholesale deals for like $5,000, getting them under contract, assigning them, making a spread. It's like, what is going on out here? I tell this to my mother, and she's like, what are you doing? So I said, okay, well, I guess no, I'm not going to explain exactly everything down to the last detail, but it is interesting because there's some other markets in the country, Texas, which is where I'm licensed as a realtor, where there's so much, I would say, enthusiasm around real estate investing, that a lot of these strategies are kind of more well known, maybe not in the vernacular of everybody, but people know about it. People have received mailers and so on and so forth. What's it like out there in West Virginia? I know I'm unfortunately know very, very little, Chelsea, about West Virginia. What's the West Virginia market like?
Well, first off, you do know that I don't appear to be the stereotype, because I get a lot when people hear, "Oh, you live in West Virginia, you have a lot of teeth," or, those types of things. Hey, do you shop at Walmart, or, whatever. You must use toothpaste. You're the only person in the toothpaste aisle. So there's a lot of definitely a lot of stereotypes. But so to be quite frank with you, I mean,
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I don't actually do a lot in West Virginia. I live here, but I'm on the border of West Virginia and Virginia, so kind of the DMV area. And so, I mean, there's so much. It's like anywhere, right? There's opportunity if you look to it. You just have to go and search for it. And for example, we have Baltimore City. I mean, you literally, like you're talking about, you can buy townhouses for $5,000. Now, do you want to? Depends on what your strategy is, right? And how much risk you're willing to take, and how much of what neighborhood you're willing to invest in. But there's definitely opportunity between Virginia, between Maryland, between DC. I mean, it's all over. We actually have we're very fortunate to have a really good community here for investing. And we do, so I do have properties in West Virginia. West Virginia market is still pretty hot. So actually, from a wholesaling perspective, it is a little bit harder to lock up deals, because the market is just still pretty good where I'm at.
It's an interesting thing, because I think a lot of people gloss over some areas. West Virginia may not get as much national acclaim as some other areas, but I mean, I've spoken to wholesalers and investors in like Cleveland, Ohio, in Detroit, Michigan. They're like, it's a lot of the strategies that aren't working elsewhere are still working out there. Like, you can find deals on the MLS for 70% of ARV minus repairs at cash flow, and it's like, oh, this is great. And then other people would be like, I'm not buying in Detroit, and so on and so forth. But when I think of the deals that I've walked into and some of the homes that I've walked into, I know I'm the last person to say I'm not going to buy out there, because some of the, honestly, crazy situations that I've walked into, this is where, in my opinion, investors and wholesalers really shine. Because when you're dealing with potential, someone's going through a medical issue, someone's going through financial distress, divorce, death. And, I don't know very many realtors, of which I am one, that are going to step in and say, hey, let's go list this, very, very distressed property, and be optimistic about it. So it does require a different type of lens to view a deal through. I'm curious, pivoting a bit here, Chelsea, your company, TC Collective, right? Consulting to investors. How did this come about, and what's it like in the business? What's a day-to-day like in the business?
Very much like wholesaling. I'm going to be honest with you. So it actually I started off on my own. True Flow TC was my business at the time, did that. And then, long story short, came into the TC Collective. So this was a company that was started before I came into them. Started working for them for a little bit because I wanted to join a team. So I started doing TC stuff way before we had anyone out there that was providing guidance or community or anything. I kind of literally just learned the ropes myself and developed my own processes and systems, and was introduced to this team and said, yeah, this would be awesome to be a part of a team with rock star people. And so I had the opportunity to actually step into ownership with that, and pretty much took over and ran full force with it. So I own it with 2 other women, and it's been super rewarding. What does my day-to-day look like? Well, it's probably very similar to you: chasing sellers, chasing buyers, checking in with title, making sure that we have everything we need for closings. It's just, you never know when something's going to happen. You can try to prepare as much as possible for these deals, but it's like the wild, wild west.
It is like the wild, wild west. I'm glad you said that. That is exactly what it's like. I remember seeing some deals, you've probably dealt with this probably hundreds of times, where the investor's like, oh yeah, we won't need an appraisal, we won't need an inspection. Our lender's good, everything's good, no issues, no issues. And then it gets to like the day before closing, and they're like, we need an inspection. At which point we started saying like, hey, we understand you have this approval letter. We understand that you're bulletproof with your lender. We need to talk to the lender. And they're like, no, I don't want to talk. I don't want you to talk to the lender. No, we need to talk to the lender. Give me the lenders. Who is this person? Right.
Yep.
And so, oftentimes, because it's still, like you said, the wild, wild west, I like to say, and I think this is accurate, sometimes lenders can be a very formal, like a hedge fund type of situation, very, very much structured. Other times it's a bunch of bros or a bunch of gals who just decided to lend some money out. And it's like they might have some general guidelines, but basically they just kind of trust this person. Well, now they're about to loan out $250,000. So they might now have some questions the day before closing, which they didn't previously disclose. And so it is very, very challenging, I think, in a lot of these ways.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Transaction coordination, I think, is such a big thing because investors, it's fun, but it's also a lot of work and can be very tenuous, require a lot of expertise. When people are coming to you, what are their expectations as far as the load that you will handle? Is it like, hey, we're going to basically handle everything from the time you have it under contract to closing? Or is it like, hey, we're going to do the coordination, meaning the messages between parties, but we're not going to kind of work through these problems that come up? That's your job.
No, that's a great question. I get this a lot, actually, of what does a TC actually do? And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I don't like using the term TC because we don't coordinate, we manage. That's how we specifically run transactions. Is I want to be able to manage everything from whenever you bring me onto the deal up until closing, and then we can get involved after closing, depending on the type of transaction, especially with creative financing. So I don't know how familiar you are with that. We don't actually work with lenders that often. I'm going to be brutally honest. We primarily work in the creative space where there's not lenders involved most of the time. So it becomes that much more tricky because of the types of deals that we are closing. Yeah. And so the level of expertise, it's not, hey, give everything to a lender, just give the lender what they need and then close. These are subject to transactions, right? These are seller financing where you really need to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, and not just the buyer, but also the seller. Because if the buyer's not set up for success, neither is the seller and neither is the wholesaler, because that's a huge liability to them too. Everyone thinks that they can't, once the deal's done, they're like, I'm off, I'm done. No, that's not how it works. Like the seller can come back after everybody in that deal. I've seen it happen before, unfortunately. So to answer your question, kind of, we manage, we don't coordinate. We literally ask that we control everything, because if you try to step in, you may be stepping on something and then blow the deal up. And so we literally will take everything, give us everything you got. We will keep you updated. We'll let you know what's going on. We'll bring you back in if there's renegotiations or we're having trouble. But for the most part, it's we want to take over and just run with it. You go do what you are good at. You go find leads, bring more leads in. You deal with all of that. Let us keep the back end and really be that strong partner to make sure that your back end is handled and organized and push the chaos forward in an organized fashion.
Wrangle some deals and then handle the chaos, right?
Yes, exactly.
Are you regional, based out of, meaning the deals that you take are based in that DMV area, or are you across the country?
We're across the country. Yeah,
That's
so we
a challenging thing.
It's actually not. It's more, so it's funny. I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day. I prefer to be regional or national because I've seen so many different types of transactions. I've worked with so many attorneys, so many different title companies, so many different investors. I've seen so many different types of deals and how to structure them and things that you can consider. to the point where we've done deals where it doesn't even have a title. I don't even know what you would call it. It's not subject to seller financing, Morby method. It's something I'd never seen before through these investors that are just, I mean, again, wild, wild west. You can really think of anything. And as long as you get the right people involved and everyone understands the risk
Right.
and you sign off on it, there's no reason you can't move it forward. So it's actually awesome to be able to have that much experience.
It is. It makes me think I got to get a deal under contract somewhere and reach out to you guys and handle some of the load there. Chelsea, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go if maybe they have a deal they'd like your feedback on, or if they'd like to reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can find me primarily on Facebook. Try to be super active there. So Chelsea Westover. And then on there, you can also find, I have a link. You can book an appointment with me. So love to be able to connect with other people. So I just put my calendar up there. There's different slots and appointments that you can sign up for. So if there's a deal, or if you have a question about a deal, or want to see what a TC might be able to help you with, I would love to be able to connect with you. There's also Instagram, Chelsea Westover on Instagram too. So you can, those are two of the platforms that I'm mostly active on.
Chelsea, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
I really appreciate you having me. Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.